What does one do with a superhuman you're not sure you can trust?
I've devised an insurance plan for the future.
Sit down and buckle up.
Tell me how the plan.
Put your weapons down. John here wanted you dead, you'd be dead.
Some kind of Covenant artifact, I think.
I know a guy.
Covenant's whole religion is based on things like this.
What is this thing?
You don't understand what you are, do you?
Hello, troopers. Welcome to today's broadcast of episode 14. I am your commanding officer and gracious host, Turner Thompson. And joining me in the strategic operation are my elite squad. Troopers, report in.
Yo.
No.
Okay.
I choose not to. I side with the Covenant.
Anyway, now that we've taken care of that issue.
I'm alive.
Oh, he's not dead.
We Article 76 him, but Chief disobeyed again. God damn it.
Wait, which chief? If it's this one, I'm good. I have a solid chance.
Yeah, it's this one. He's not Cheeks yet.
Okay, awesome. I have a chance to live.
Alright. In case this is the first episode for some people, now troopers sound off starting from the top.
It's me this time. It's weird. I'm so used to the other one.
Depends on what my name starts with that day.
Fair enough. I'm Dennis. I'm your resident mech expert on anything from Gundam to close to Battletech. I'm still learning everything about that, even though I love the mech designs. Still to this day, forever and on, ODST is the better game. Someone sue me.
Hey, that's your opinion.
Thank you. It's better than everything else, except Reach.
Look, your favorite one is a Bungie game, therefore you have a valid opinion.
That's okay. It's close to Halo 4 in terms of timeline, but you saved it because it's still made by Bungie. That's okay.
Fair.
So, I'm Dom. I'm a monument to your sins. And boy, what a sin we have for you today.
And my name is Turner Thompson, and I'm a visual effects artist.
And it's here that I think, Dennis, you and I have to publicly apologize to Turner because we made fun of him for not knowing as much Halo lore when he in fact does. We bullied him a little bit last time we did this, but it's because tensions were high, right? We hate this piece of shit.
We do.
How dare you read my mind? That was the exact thing I was gonna call you out on.
I'm not reading your mind, I'm reading your script.
Exactly. So it's objectively worse.
I was just gonna say, I felt so attacked when you guys were like, look, you don't know Halo as much as we do. Like, no, f*** you, I love Halo.
You love Halo in all the right ways, buddy.
Dude, all you guys had to do was just admit that also I was part of the council in terms of, knowing Halo, so that we could have some legitimacy online. But no, you threw me under the bus, you bastards.
You have a C on this council, but you do not have the rank of master.
All right, recite the Cole Protocol line by line.
You do it.
He called my bluff.
The Cole Protocol to safeguard and protect the inner Earth colony. It's all humans.
Did you pull it up on your other monitor?
Maybe.
All right, so anyway, last time we began our coverage on Mothra versus Godzilla, which was literally half an hour ago.
You're not supposed to say that.
Anyway, and today we are jumping back into our mission to defecate on the Paramount Halo TV series and everything it stands for.
As we've said on this podcast a few times before, you guys probably know, we're trying to cook up a Patreon for all our fellow warriors and supporters out there. It's still trying to take shape. We're still trying to figure out what exactly to do with it to best suit our needs and your wallets. Yeah, pay us.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Please.
But irregardless, we can't do it without your support. So every like, comment, subscription, even if you share it with your grandma, helps a tremendous amount. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into our show about us on Halo and Godzilla. We hope to see you more in the future.
We do have plans to give early access to any episodes on the Patreon, like even earlier than we've been doing with our audio-only versions, as well as having early access to a new thing that we're going to be doing, which is going to be highlight videos of our movie night watch sessions.
Do not have your children in the room if you watch those for the Halo TV series. It's literally just an hour and a half of us just, oh my god, Chief, stop taking off your goddamn helmet.
And then a literal next hour of us going deep diving to the philosophical debates of Halo, genuine canon, not this piece of shit. And then we remember, oh yeah, that's right, we have to watch this.
That reminds me of the meme of the generic argument on the internet, and it's people kicking the shit out of each other. Us gathered around discussing the flaws of the Halo TV series, and it's that organized room of people in a circle. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Really? Because I saw the three of us doing this as the fucking meme with the three hyenas. Two of them are laughing and Turner's in the middle with a stoic expression. It's like, I can't believe you two.
We hate it because we love it. When we mentioned in episode 1, before we got you into this, Dennis, Turner and I would treat this as like sacred. Every Thursday when the new episode would come out, we'd be sitting in Discord. It's just like, Turner, get off of work. We gotta watch Halo. It's so bad.
It's so... Oh my god, I want it to happen again. Netflix, if you do it, please do it again. Please make another season. Make it. I don't care the quality. I'm gonna watch it.
It's a core memory for me now. I literally remember one day you were working overtime. It was like 5:15, and I was just like, Turner, hurry the fuck up. I want to watch Halo. Hurry the fuck on, I gotta finish this.
So, before we get started, just a few more things. Like always, remember, loyal citizens, our broadcasts are now available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Podchaser. All new episodes of Real Jumpers will deploy first on these platforms before the enhanced versions will drop on YouTube. However, that will be changing if we, do a Patreon. Be sure to follow our broadcast on your favorite site today and help us conquer the airwaves. Research is always crucial, however. Outside of our own expertise on the Halo lore, we didn't really do any research besides maybe occasionally looking at Halopedia.
I mean, there's not much research to do about this show, because, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there was, any, real life controversy. All the actors, got along. Nobody, said anything political or anything, and, I don't think it was controversial, while they were filming. Everyone's issue is just with the content itself, I think.
Yeah, mostly.
And the writing of Kwan's character, and I think that's about it.
Yeah, but unlike Rachel Zegler from the Snow White movie, nothing transcended the media. All the issue is with the media itself, not the people in it.
Oh fuck, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think everyone acknowledges everyone in it was they did fine with what they were given, and for what it's worth, the production value's kind of nice. We have some genuine good things to say about it, but it didn't really have any controversy. I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct.
Yeah, I mean, even the actress for Kwan, she did a fantastic job. I buy that it's a real person. I just don't like the character.
Yeah.
Anyway, additionally, our operation would like to make a disclaimer. All Real Jumpers broadcasts are designed for maximum entertainment. Any alternative facts presented to you are for your amusement. Should you encounter any discrepancies, conduct your own investigations if these films or TV shows have inspired you. Remember that citizen feedback is crucial. Report any deviations from the established narratives in the comments below. And remember that your likes, comments, and subscriptions are not mere endorsements. They are acts of patriotic duty. Please support the Real Jumpers.
Now then, ladies and gentlemen, gear up. We're jumping feet first into the heart of sci-fi. This is Real Jumpers, and we are green and very mean.
I wanted to bring up a few examples of something. So, again, some people make the major argument that the reason this show sucks is that because they don't follow the canon, which is a valid argument sometimes, but I wanted to point out that, again, I was down for it not doing that. And I wanted to go in to look into some examples of media that 100% do not follow the established story that it's based on, but no one cares because it's good. For example, big one for me, Arcane. Arcane, from what I understand, is a very loose interpretation of the actual lore of League of Legends, and no one cares because it's awesome.
There's some established lore for League of Legends, but League of Legends is very sporadic, I guess, like with actually explaining concepts. Like we knew Piltover and Zaun hate each other, Jinx and Vi were sisters, but we didn't have like the meat of the story and like what's going on. So Arcane kind of fills that gap, and there's not like established, like the lore of Arcane itself was not established beforehand, but it still follows like the correct continuity of what has been established within League canon. So I wouldn't call it like different in the sense like with the Halo TV show's Silver timeline, but you are correct in a sense that like it does its own thing, and everyone's like, this is ballin'. I don't care. This is cool.
It's like this. With Arcane and League of Legends gave us the Spark Notes versions of what happened, what's kind of the relationship, why, say Piltover and Zaun hate each other. Arcane kind of takes those Spark Notes and does more of this is the meat and potatoes of what happened. The opposite is here, of where you have the meat and potatoes, but you take the broth. You just take the Spark Notes and just be like, all right, fuck it, let's just roll with this.
I have thought about it a little bit. I think what the main issue with the Halo TV show is for most people is, like Dennis said, they took the broth, but they committed a writing sin in that, like, I think, Turner, you mentioned in episode 1 that they wanted it to just be, if you've never seen Halo before, you'll still be able to follow along. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they kind of didn't do that. Like, let's just look at this from the lens of someone who's never watched Halo before. This Master Chief is like a propaganda symbol. He's like the face of the UNSC. The UNSC is actually kind of evil and like actually wants him to execute like a 16-year-old girl. And like right off the bat, it's just like, okay, so why is our hero the guy who's like a propaganda symbol and could absolutely kill you if he really wanted to, working for these people who clearly have no qualms about doing illegal stuff, kidnapping children, executing teenagers? Like, it creates this like resonance disconnect. I think I just came up with that on the spot. But it just creates this weird disconnect where it's just like, huh? Like, even if you don't know official Halo lore or haven't played the games, it's just like, well, what am I rooting for here?
That's a really good observation, because in the Halo games, like, despite we know the deeper lore and we know that Oni is super shady and it's not, and obviously the UNSC is not perfect, but the UNSC is pretty clearly the good guy in the video games.
They make it known that the Covenant are the fucking villains through and through. Well, and like what you were saying, Oni has its shady dealings, especially with the expanded lore you get to read. And even in the books, you find out, okay, Oni did some very shady shit. But then you also look at what the Covenant does on blast. It's like, okay, we'll take the necessary evil of that's called Oni.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say is that here another good example, I think, of a piece of media that really is a bastardization of the original story, but everyone loves it. The modern God of War games. If you told me 10 years ago that there's going to be a game where Kratos goes to fight the Norse gods and his son is Loki, and I'd be like, what fan fiction bullshit are you talking about? This is stupid.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, okay, that's just like the next thing he does.
Turner's got a point. It's like given what we know about it today, it makes perfect sense. And like the people who wrote it are just masters of their craft. But like, think about it from the lens of 10 years ago when like God of War 3 or 2 came out. It's like this hack and slash, just kill the Greek gods, vengeance for Sparta. And then it's just like, so wait, his son is Loki? How does that make sense? I'm on Turner's side with that one. From the lens of that long ago, it sounds retarded.
They also take quite a bit of liberties in doing the Norse mythology. Like, there's a lot of stuff that they either completely reinterpret, which again is great. Their writers are amazing. The point I'm trying to make is that you can completely rewrite a story that's well known and it could still turn out amazing. That was my ultimate argument.
Unlike the Disney remakes.
Oh no, we don't talk about those.
The only ones that are any good was the Maleficent ones, and that's still an argument to be had. But I felt like those
are more of an argument of at this point, you're not even doing a remake. Those are just more original works.
Yeah, that's why I like those. They're original. Anyway, so we start episode 2 with a flashback for when John was still a teenager at boot camp for Spartans on planet Reach and their shitty glowing beds.
They have this like concave, is that the right word? Like structure where there's like this little bit that like hangs over just where your head like lays on the pillow. And there's a fucking light right behind you.
So I would absolutely despise trying to sleep in that bed with a freaking nightlight directly into my cornea.
And it's like a room too, where like the room is dark, but then the only light is from all the beds. So not only do you have a light in your own face, the whole room is like lit up like it's like half daytime in there by the other beds.
Not to mention, this is not like a soft light, okay, I can kind of jive with this, like kind of like it's similar to a nightlight. This is a full-on LED, like you're in fucking school and all you see is the giant strobe above you, just staring down at you as you sleep.
The only softness it has is that there's like frosty acrylic in front of it, and that's it. Like it's just
makes it worse.
I was about to say, I think that just makes it worse.
You know what? That actually makes sense for this exact next part where John is just wide awake.
Yeah, so John is completely awake, and we get to see some really good makeup. Like the scars on his back look pretty nasty. Like good makeup. Love it. John gets up from his bed, and he notices that there is an empty bed that says 066. And then proceeds to sneak out, where apparently 500 years into the future, we don't have any good surveillance on the super secret Spartan program.
Super secret.
There is not a soldier, a security guard, a spotlight, a drone in sight for this next
There is a
scene.
drone, and it goes around with this giant, obvious grid that it scans the area with, so you know where exactly to stand and not be seen by.
Just like in a video game.
Not to mention the fact of where, I remember now, there were patrols. They just didn't see him. Because remember, they're actively patrolling at night. Remember the formation that they were doing?
Mm-hmm. All right, I guess they're just the most lax patrols ever. Because like John and you know what? Here, I'll just hijack this really quick. John like gets a gun, by the way, like a bullpup rifle, I think. Like, that actually had to have been, like, secured, like, in an armory or so. There's no way that would just be lying around. So somehow he does that. And he goes up to Soren, who's, like, preparing their equipment to leave. And it turns out both John and Soren had, like, agreed to leave together, but John has gone back on that, and he believes in the Spartan Project and what it represents and what they're going to do for humanity. So he threatens Soren with the gun, and Soren and him get into this argument. It's not loud or anything. But it's like a clash of ideals where Soren is just like, don't you want freedom? All we do here is train for a cause we don't even believe in, that we got roped into. And John is just like, but think of all the good we can do. We will be the UNSC's best line of defense. So they get into this whole like moral dilemma of like stay versus go versus... Mm-hmm. And Soren has this really good line where John is threatening him with the rifle and he steps up to him and he's just like, kill me or let me go. Either way, I'll be free.
Damn.
Yeah, at least they're like, I can commend it. That's good writing. Like, that is a good, emotionally complex, like, compelling argument and a character like Soren. And Soren's actually pretty great. We'll get into him later. But this eventually culminates in John hesitates for a second. And eventually he's just like, it appears my rifle has jammed and I can't stop you from leaving. And Soren's like, come with me, man. He's like, I won't do it. You have 5 minutes. 10, 5. So Soren runs away, and later we find out this does have narrative significance. We'll save that for later, but even though John did let him go, those 5 minutes did screw Soren over.
Yes, it did.
And it turns out later, it actually could have been a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, as a quick note, Soren has a really effed up hand, and he blames Halsey for it.
I forget if they explain that later.
It's a minor failure of the augmentation of becoming a Spartan.
Okay, I thought it was like during training or something.
I think part of it was, but I think it was initially Halsey's fault. It may have been more of an accident that may have been caused by Halsey.
I think it's one of those things that, like, even if Halsey didn't do it directly, her actions are what caused it, because, you know, even in official Halo lore, the kids are there against their will, and in the Halo TV show, they're not aware of this until later, sorry, spoilers, but Soren is, like, pretty damn sure, like, at this point in time, that they're there against their will, so that's where this whole dilemma comes from. Anyways, you can go on, Turner.
Yeah, so we fast forward to the future where inside the Condor that Master Chief hijacked is Chief and Kwan, and they're going through slip space, and Chief tries to have a conversation with Kwan about, like, slip space is like if you fold a plane into itself and you poke a hole, and Kwan's like, you're ruining it, and I don't know, I don't like her character, but whatever.
She has yet to remove the blood of her friends off of her face.
Oh yeah, it's still there.
I will forgive it for that. We'll get into it later. We'll make fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
But this does happen immediately following the events of the first episode. I literally think it happens like an hour later.
Yeah.
So I think she literally hasn't had time to change yet. But yes, I agree with you, Dennis. Like, she's being kind of a brat to Chief when he just straight up saved her life. Like, he straight up told her that they were going to have her executed. And she's being kind of a brat to him.
Yeah, and so then the conversation shifts to her asking him, like, a very serious question of, why did you stick out your neck for me? And Chief, very unsure of himself, says, I couldn't let a kid be killed. It was wrong. And this is some really good acting on Pablo's part, because, like, he did a really good job of selling a man who didn't really get the concept of morality not too long ago, but is suddenly, like, because again, like, we'll learn later that the thing that he has, the artifact, has sort of unlocked his ability to have emotions again, which is a whole plot point that I don't necessarily agree with, but whatever. Good acting. That's what I would say about that. So we then go back to Reach, and we see the most uncanon-looking frigate I have ever seen.
It's so bad looking.
It looks like a Forerunner ship.
I remember, too, when we were watching it for, like, our watch-through, Turner, you looked at it, and you were just like, oh, that looks kind of good. And then the camera started panning around, and it, like, shifted, and you're like, oh, what is that?
What is that ship? That's not a fucking UNSC shit. That looks like it belongs to the Forerunners.
It's like looking at Halo 3 Lord Hood.
Don't mention that.
So it turns out that the real story of this scene is that Halsey and Lord Hood are having a conversation about the artifact, as well as what they need to do about the Master Chief. Halsey says that he's trustworthy, but she manipulates the situation, saying that she and Admiral Parandowski have a insurance plan for the future. This primes Lord Hood to ask her to bring up the plan with the committee later, and furthering Halsey's goals. So this is why, again, I still think the writing behind Halsey is almost really good. There are definitely some parts coming up that's going to piss me off about her character, but, like, I like her tactful use of setting up. Basically, she's setting up the dominoes to fuck over Parandowski so that she can have her way, and I think this is really well written.
It's well written, but it also this and a meeting with the committee are the legitimate only 2 times where you see Lord Hood.
Yep.
Yeah, he never shows up again.
In both seasons, you never see him again after this.
Yep. I will commend the writing. Like, Turner, you said that, like, you think it's, like, almost good. I think it is kind of good in this instance, where just, like, it's that dramatic irony where we know that Halsey's full of shit, and she's, like, weaseling her way through the politics of the place, and, like, she's in Lord Hood's pocket, and, like, I like intrigue like that. It's interesting to me.
Like, I think what ultimately pisses us off about this entire series has got to be just the grand situation tends to piss us off more than the individual writing sometimes. There is other parts where the individual writing will piss us off.
Yeah.
We then cut to Kai and Vanek talking about the Chief, wondering what the hell happened. Vanek, being the goat that he is, has total faith in the Chief, saying that he always has a plan. Riz then shows up to tell them that they have a rough idea of where to start looking, and they, thanks to slip space trajectories or whatever bullshit, and they decide to head out. We then see that Kai shows a moment where she is doubtful, saying, if he has a plan, then why are we going after him? And this sets up some pretty, like, this sets up Kai's character because this is a moment where you notice that despite the rigid being a Spartan training, she's starting to have doubts. And I think this is also some pretty decent writing.
I do like the parallels it makes to the actual Halo game lore, where a lot of Chief's journey, not so much in the Bungie series. I'm going to be a heretic and talk about the 343 series. One thing they did do good, especially in Halo 4, is that Chief wants to be more human, but he's so rigid and just like kind of indoctrinated to like the UNSC that like he sees himself as more of a machine than a man. And like I like that parallel that they make here in the TV show.
Especially with, like, say, in Halo Infinite, where the pilot asks him, like, you have any family or friends? No, I have nothing. Like, it's like, huh. It's like that one moment of humanity seeping through out of everything, but he still has the machine-like demeanor about him. But
Yeah.
but going into the Bungie series, some Spartans even questioned orders that they were given.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, there were times where they questioned them.
Yeah, I think in the books, which not everyone has read, obviously, but I think even in the books, like, Chief has a couple moments of doubt that, like, show he's more human, but that's the whole argument of multiple media. Like, if we're strictly talking about just Halo 1, 2, and 3 made by Bungie, Chief doesn't have much characterization beyond just being, like, the perfect soldier and, like, humanity's last hope, like, for good reason. That could be a good or bad thing, depending on how you look at it, but, like, I don't think anyone, either here in Real Jumpers or, like, just at large, really has an issue with that.
No. Actually, isn't there somewhere in the lore that Chief admitted that after the war or after all the fighting is done that he decided he wanted to be an ambassador?
Yeah, I think it was in a comic or something. He told it to Lord Hood. Yeah, I remember now. It was in a comic where Lord Hood was just like, I could definitely like get you into an admiral position if you want to stop fighting. Dude, you've done so much. And he's just like, nah, I'm going to just keep fighting. But after the war's done, I think I'd like to be an ambassador.
One, Lord Hood, and like in general, is a fucking awesome guy.
Yeah, it's just ugly because of Halo 3.
We don't mention that. Don't worry about that.
Put a picture of Lord Hood on screen right now.
I want to show both Halo 2 and Halo 3. And they both look horrendous.
Wait, no, put that one meme of like a Lord Hood on the ring camera.
I'm definitely put that.
It's just more the fact that where Chief has done effectively so much that genuinely, I think he could literally have any position he wanted and just coast through life.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. The Condor then exits the space, the one that Chief and Kwan are on, and they enter an asteroid field. This causes C-3PO to start rattling off all the numbers of the probability of survival. Oh, wait, sorry, this is the wrong movie. I was thinking of something better.
Yeah.
All right. Chief then expertly navigates all the space rocks and finds the last remnants of Caliban, known as the Rock, the head monastery of the Dark Age. Sorry, I keep thinking of something better.
Dark Angels are the best. That's my faction. Hello. Yes, Dark Angels for the Lion, for the Emperor.
So we actually come across something that looks like a tangled web of wires and asteroids called the Rubble. And upon entering this hive of scum and villainy... Damn it!
There's also something really funny to be said about the Rubble that we'll get into in a minute. Go on.
I like this because this is a detail that only intern Kuhn, the only guy on the writing team who actually knows Halo lore, got to play his hand here. And he did do a little bit in a bit, but the door that they open to the Rubble makes the sound effect of the doors opening on the Covenant ship in Halo 1, and I was like, oh, that's a nice touch.
Yeah.
I like that.
Chief and Kwan instantly, and I mean immediately, draw attention, and every able-bodied man and woman points their gun at them. Because of course they're not going to point. Of course they're going to point their gun at the 6 foot, close to 7 foot tall man in titanium-plated armor and energy shields, and a 15-year-old.
I think they even recognize that he's a Spartan too.
They're all like, Spartan!
Yeah, they like start threatening him, and they're all just like, "Do we shoot him?" And then someone plays Forklift Simulator.
As they walk forward, Chief meets his most formidable opponent yet, not the Arbiter, Not the grave mine, the Halo Reach forklift, pushing boxes in their way to trap him. Luckily, Master Chief recently became forklift certified and pushed the vehicle out of his way with ease, seeing all he had to do was approach it and wait for the button prompt to flip it. And I love how there's a Superman movie where he goes against a Manchester Black is in his crew. But in this movie, the whole goal of the villain, Manchester Black, was to effectively try to show the world that Superman ain't all that shit. And he goes about to effectively mentally break Superman.
Oh, is that the animated movie?
Yeah, it's an animated movie.
Yeah.
Where it just shows Superman puts on a performance like, say, he mentally snapped and started killing him and his crew. One by one. And there's one moment, and the reason why I say this is because in one moment, he's up against Black. He tries to crush Superman with rocks, with the debris around him. He crushes it, throws it down, and then he lets out a sigh of relief. Like, he just did it. He just killed him. And then Superman just gets out of it with ease. The same guy who's behind the forklift does the exact same thing until Chief lightly pushes it away.
Don't they, like, zoom in, too, like, when he puts the forklift in front of Chief? They, like, he's got, like, this shit-eating grin, and Chief just, like, waits for, like, a second. He's like, really? He, like, puts down the case that he's carrying, grabs the forklift, and fucking moves it.
Also, my favorite part about the forklift is that it's, like you just mentioned in the script, it's straight up 100% the forklift from Halo Reach, and that was not cheap to make. So I'm very glad that Intern Kun pushed hard for that to be in the show.
He gave up a month's salary for that one.
Month's salary and like a shit ton of unpaid overtime.
Oh no.
Soren then arrives to handle the situation and calm everyone down, prompting Chief to portray everything about the series and take his fucking helmet off.
I fucking can't. Before you keep going any further, I want to talk about Soren really, really quick. Soren is a character that I think had a lot of potential and was a pretty cool idea. Like, he is nowhere in the original story at all of Halo, and I think him as a concept is cool, and I hate where his character goes by the end of Season 2.
Honestly, I kind of want a side series of Soren going from the UNSC and his journey through taking over the Rock.
That'd be interesting.
Or not the Rock, the crater. Fuck.
The Rubble.
It's called the Rubble.
Fuck.
That's why I kept calling it The Rock when we were watching it, because it just kept reminding me of something cooler.
Yep. I think like every sci-fi series always has like the hollowed out asteroid that's been turned into a fucking cesspool of scum and villainy. It's like a trope at this point.
So the Chief explains to Soren that he needs a safe place for Kwan. Soren informs him that Venture has already taken over Madrigal and issued a bounty on Kwan's head over the course of like 2 days.
I don't even think it's been 2 days, because like from our perspective as the audience, because remember, Halsey talked to Lord Hood, the Spartans talked, and they're like gonna go after Chief, and Kwan and Chief were in slip space and then came out of it. It's been, like, if we're being nice, it's been a day, right? Because remember last episode, the Condor got from Madrigal to Reach, and it took like 16 hours, something like that. They like mentioned it.
Maybe under 16? Yeah,
yeah, under 16. It's been a day at most, and somehow Venture's taken over Madrigal, and later on, Turner's got a real pain point with the scene of fucking that going on.
No, wait, I think it's been less because, remember, the Condor made it to Reach at night. It was day when Lord Hood arrived that next day.
Oh my god, yeah, it's been less than a day.
I think it's literally just been over less than 24 hours.
And let's not forget their quantum messaging technology that can travel faster than slip space somehow.
Yeah, so somehow the Rubble, in less than 24 hours, like, Soren was really on top of shit today. He was just like, what are all the new bounties? Who's Kwan? Okay, I guess I'll commit that to memory. Wait, Chief? What the fuck? Oh, hi. Yeah, so there's a bounty on your head already. It's fresh off the presses. I can still feel how warm it is. He's got like a paper printout of it too, or some shit. I don't know.
Dude, Soren was sitting at his terminal refreshing the fucking bounties menu. Just waiting for shit to pop up.
I know we harp on it so much, but it just pisses me off that communications are they do. No one thought about it.
It just feels like shoehorned in, I guess, but
it feels like lazy world building.
Yeah.
It's after this point that Kwan now realizes there are two groups that want her dead: the UNSC and now Venture. So just anyway, so during a scene transition, we meet the best character in the entire goddamn show, Moped Man.
Moped Man, let's go!
Bro, Moped Man has become like a local legend in our tiny circle here because this is his first but not his last appearance. I want you to picture the crowded streets of like an Indian bazaar that like every movie likes to use whenever they're in India. And there's just a single dude on a moped driving through a crowd of people and acting like they're in his way on purpose. That's Moped Man. And he appears constantly throughout the Halo TV series, and we will mention him every single time.
To the point where it looks like he's trying to run over Chief, and then he remembered, oh wait, he's wearing armor, never mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like he skirts around Chief, and then he like honks at a group of people to get the fuck out of his way. And it's just like, really, dude?
I think I just realized back in our Predator episode, we got so hyped for Zamboni Man. I think it's kind of hard. I think
Wait,
it's literally
Zamboni
linked
Man?
You need to go listen to that episode, Dennis. Like, I think our love for Zamboni Man may have branched from fucking Moped Guy. I'm gonna be honest.
Damn it, there's Moped lore now.
There's lore.
So after Moped Man makes his triumphant debut, we go to the fucking weirdest transportation system we've ever seen before.
I hate it.
I would not get in that thing. I know space. I understand how space works and how much space wants to kill you. I am not getting in that thing.
It's like remember the elevators from Willy Wonka, the one with Johnny Depp, and how they like go in every direction and then like they drop and get caught by stuff? But like,
yeah,
that kind of makes sense because he's just an eccentric weirdo. But in this one, it's like, again, like John said, it's in space. It like drops the elevator onto this like chain contraption or like whatever it is. I don't even remember, but like it looks like if something is a millimeter off, you are plummeting into the blackness of space. You're done.
The cars are held together by rivets, dude. Infamously airtight rivets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it's creaking and shaking like you're in a wooden roller coaster.
Oh my god,
and it's
yes.
like, how is that safe?
Yeah.
How is that airtight?
It's just like, oh my god, y'all gonna die.
How are any of you alive?
It turns out that Soren, being the badass space pirate that he is, oh yeah, we forgot to mention that he's a space pirate. Turns out he has an asteroid all to himself, and he has a son named Kessler and a wife, Liara, who dresses like she's from the Roaring 20s.
Also, dumbass has a glass window in his asteroid home.
As I'd like to quote the Geth from Mass Effect, windows are a structural weak point.
Yes!
All it takes is a space pebble flying at like 10 miles an hour and you're dead.
Dude, it's so stupid. Why would you have an open window in an active, like, asteroid field? There's fucking rocks everywhere.
It doesn't even need to be a pebble. A literal penny or tiny as screw. A screw can just effectively kill you and your entire family in the vacuum of space.
Yep.
Ah, God, it's so stupid. So Soren is like, all right, come on in, but take off your armor. Okay. And then he's out of it. Can he just take it off by himself? I didn't think you could do that.
No, in canon, you literally need a fucking machine to remove the armor.
In this very series, we see like when the Spartans suited up in the first episode, there's like a whole Spartan loading dock to like get into the armor. Like you basically can't do it on your own, or at the very least, it takes like triple the time to do it on your own.
What? It's so stupid. Maybe because Soren has his armor left over from when he was a pirate, like when he left, because you can tell that he still has some of it left after all these years. Maybe he has a Spartan loading dock, but we don't see it.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, this is one of those things we're griping about, but then Chief spends like the rest of the episode before he puts the armor back on later walking around in the black undersuit, and he looks so out of place.
God, it's a good undersuit. It looks fantastic, but whatever. Anyway, one of my favorite parts is coming up because it harkens to that joke we were talking about last episode.
Yeah.
So we smash cut to High Charity, and we find the high prophets of regret, mercy, and truth, along with Maki, the Blessed One, are speaking with the lone elite that survived Madrigal. Maki asks the Sinhili what he saw after the demon activated the artifact, to which he takes his time to do the most dramatic circle he's ever done in his entire life with his finger. Like, he really gets into it. Do you guys remember? He's so dramatic about it.
Yeah.
So, Mercy mentions that the artifact must be a keystone because it has the iconography of the ring, and it's been something that they've been searching for all this time. And a quick little side note, big departure from like what Halo's lore is, but apparently Mercy is the one in charge this go around and not Truth.
Which is a little weird.
It's one of those things that, like, as Halo fans, it's nice that you brought it up. Like, as Halo fans, that's stupid. But to just, like, a casual watcher, I don't really think they established, like, a hierarchy of the hierarchs. Trying to say that 5 times
Well, he's the one that sits in the center of the two, so it's implied.
Well, it's implied, yes. But, like, I think the casual watcher is either not going to pick that up or not going to care, because I think we don't really see the prophets all that much for, like, the rest of the show.
Yeah, not really. Not till the end.
Yeah. So it's not like a huge pain point, but just as purveyors of the Halo lore, it's a little weird.
So anyway, Mercy talks about how it's a keystone, which is cool because now we have a name other than just the artifact. Maki says that she'll retrieve her herself, and Truth shuts her down, saying, "No, your place is here on High Charity. We ain't letting you go anywhere." And then Maki feels that her loyalty is in question, and she says the prophets are telling her, no, it's too dangerous, to which she counters, "Oh yeah? Well, I can move them on humans. Last time I checked, you look like a bullfrog."
It's a thing again with a human in High Charity. It just really fucking irks me. Because, like we said before, in canon, they literally despise humans. And it's not because of some worldly reason. It's because of the fact of where they are the main characters. Even in canon, they have a Forerunner AI that literally tells them what the fuck is going on and what they're supposed to do. They've been misconstruing it to the point where the AI says, "Fuck it, I'm tired and I'm done with this shit. I have literally been telling you people what the fuck to do and you've actively ignored me."
Was that mendicant bias?
Yes, that was mendicant bias.
Because doesn't he hang out in the Juggernaut in the center of High Charity?
Yes! He literally said, "Fuck it, no, it's them. They are the ones, not you."
And there's another fun fact about that. During High Charity levels in Halo 2, you can literally hear mendicant bias talking to you in the song. But I mean, it's so subtle that you don't really notice it. But
really?
You can... Yeah, really. Yeah, you guys said that I don't know Halo lore. Fuck you. Anyway, basically, Maki pleads her case that she can totally do it, and Mercy is like, all right, bet. All of us here have played Halo 2. All of us kind of were expecting them to be like, "You failed. You bastard elite. You let our holy artifact get away. He is a heretic." That doesn't happen at all. You know what actually happens? The elite is then told, "Hey, you dude, look. We're not going to shame you. Look, everyone's having a bad day. Look, we understand your situation. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you 10 paid days off. And by the way, in the break room, we've got some Mountain Dew, some Doritos, and a copy of Halo 2 with Xbox Live. Have fun." Meanwhile, on Reach, this girl is talking shit. We gotta kill her.
Master Chief disobeyed one order. Kill him now.
Terminate him now. Elite fails to grab an artifact. Don't worry, baby boy. We got you. Take good care of yourself.
Don't worry, my sweet baby boy. We'll get the artifact back from those bad Humy-Woomies.
Don't worry, dude. It's not your fault, man. It's okay. You did the best you could.
Those Covenant are straight out of the good guys in this show. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, there's a part later where they show Maki's backstory and we discover that, like, mankind is, like, the scum of the universe while the elites are just going around being like, alright, hold on, what's going on? Hey, downtrodden child, do you want to join the Covenant? Do I?
And it's painted like how they have propaganda commercials of Spartans saving humans. Remember that original Halo Reach commercial?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
The one of where you see Noble Six grabbing a bomb and taking it to, like,
The cruiser. That's how they lost the original Noble Six, yeah.
Yeah, but you see someone from Noble Team, I can't remember who, carrying a kid.
It was George in the background, maybe? I forget.
But it's someone, I remember distinctly, someone carrying... No, it was Kat! It was Kat!
Kat was carrying the nuke, and she got injured. That's why Noble Six picked it up. So it wasn't Kat. And Carter was, like, assassinating an elite in the background, so it wasn't him.
Was it George?
I think you might be confusing it, but, like, either way, they're, like, in a city, like, actively trying to, like, protect civilians, so...
YouTube viewers are going to be seeing footage of this so that we can confirm it later.
I don't think anyone was carrying a kid.
If I'm horribly wrong, I am, but I remember distinctly a commercial where a Spartan was carrying a kid. And it's painted like, these are the genuine saviors of humanity. It's like they've switched the roles with the Covenant.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, full on, we are saving humanity by inducting them into the Covenant and giving them better lives.
Like, that's the weird part, too. Like, because of what we know from the games, like, all of the stuff we see with humans, like, anytime it's the human story in the Halo TV series, it's like political espionage, backstabbing, trying to get ahead, scheming, going after your own people, especially in Season 2. Oh, God, we'll get there. And every time we see the Covenant, it's just like, well, obviously they're a military, like, religious organization, but they're actually pretty damn fair and balanced about what they do, especially with a human. It's just like, where does this weird-ass narrative disconnect from the fucking source material?
I thought these guys were the bad guys!
I guess.
So anyway, that whole diatribe aside, back on Reach, we see all the big wigs and all the heads of military are discussing recent events. Keyes mentions that Vinsher is now in control of Madrigal and deuterium mining is back up and running. And there is some dude in the background that's like, yes, and in some places of the galaxy, fuel prices are improving across the galaxy. It's a win-win for all of us. By the way, I thought the human race was facing extinction. Why are we talking about this?
Why is this a subject in the meeting?
So, next thing Keyes talks about Chief, and Keyes says that they'll find him and punish him accordingly. To which Lord Hood says, yeah, but should we?
About that.
Halsey, help.
Halsey seizes her moment to bring up the Cortana system, citing that Parandowski was her partner. And I love Parandowski's like face here. It's just like,
oh, the actress did it so good. She's just like, the fuck are you talking about?
You fucking bitch.
She's looking at her like the fucking what? Puts it together. Oh, you sassy bitch.
Because the words have already come out of her mouth. She can't really take it back now because she'll fuck herself.
Yeah, so basically, Halsey starts to talk about, like, Spartans, their body is perfect, but the mind is still an issue. That's where the Cortana system comes in. We will be overriding Spartan minds and replacing it with AI, thus stealing their jobs.
And also, again, that's like what I just said. We're at another human meeting right after the meeting with the elite who failed to get the artifact. You're good, buddy. Go play Halo 2. Humans, we want to overwrite his fucking mind so he'll be a perfect slave.
Wait, I didn't even think about that.
Is that not what's happening here?
Yes. Look, Keyes brings up a good point about the morality of this situation, which is really ironic considering other things we learn about Keyes later, but
he gets, like, completely brushed aside and, like, the committee is totally for it, like, immediately.
There's, like, one woman who brings up, like, doesn't the Cortana system involve illegal cloning? And Halsey, like a good politician, does not answer that question at all.
Yeah,
It just
she like brushes it aside.
it talks about something else.
And then like nobody else on this like council or whatever like has any objections. They're just like, all right, do it, but keep us informed. It's just like, oh my god, you just sanctioned like the mental death of the Master Chief.
They Article 72 to his mind.
Fine, if you want the UNSC to be this super dubious and evil government, like fine, whatever, but like I find it so weird that they give so much of a shit about like their image later when clearly they have full control over everything. Why do they give a fuck?
Because didn't Kwan even say in episode 1, like, they could just make like a propaganda video of her saying everything's good or whatever. Like, why do they need the physical her? And that like proves your point, Sarter. Like, they control the information that goes out. Like, why do they care so much?
I don't know.
Especially in season 2 when they decide to do something fucking horrible that even Oni in like genuine canon wouldn't fucking do.
God, it's so stupid. So anyway, Parandowski, being stuck in a political pincer maneuver, says, I do believe that this is a good time to do a trial run of the Cortana system. And then Lord Hood's like, awesome, good, we have a war to win.
And you will never see Lord Hood again.
Yep, that's him. He's gone. Unless while we're watching it, we like, oh, look, there he is again. But I genuinely don't remember him
I
ever
think he's
again.
gone.
I genuinely think these 2 scenes in this one episode are the only times we see Lord Hood ever again.
We will make note of it if we see him at any point in the future, but I think he died of old age off camera.
We then smash cut to Madrigal, where Venture is doing his best to cosplay as his favorite defunct German political party. And I'm not going to go any further than that because, you know, the word itself is very bad. Anyway.
I thought he looks more like a commissar.
Yeah, let's go with that. He's cosplaying as a commissar.
Good enough.
Anyway, so he just starts executing people in the streets, and he starts going on about, like, this limerick about, like, yes, Kwan Ha's dad did this. Kwan Ha's dad did that. And blah, blah, blah. He's like he really loves how evil he is. We then see some drone catches him in the act of doing this, and he shoots the drone. And somehow, Kwan on the other end of the drone is watching this. So, several things might be true here. A, Kwan has had control of a drone on Madrigal directly from Soren's living rooms for some reason, or the UNSC has a drone looking at him, which Venture is in cahoots with the UNSC, so why is he shooting drones?
Yep.
And again, Kwan has perfect 100% no lag whatsoever vision of what's going on in her home world.
Not even some static.
Actually, no, that opens up option C. The UNSC drone is not live streaming, but Kwan somehow hacked it with the tool she had available to her in fucking, not Venture, Soren's living room, which, no. And like you said, if the drone belongs to the UNSC who he's in cahoots with, why is he shooting it? If it belongs to someone else, how the fuck did it get there? And third of all, how does Kwan have access to it?
I don't know. This then leads to Kwan and Liara having a attempt to bond over shared loss, and Liara mentions that her world was destroyed by the Covenant, asking Kwan if she wants revenge, and she says, no, I want justice, which is weird because it seems incompatible with her past actions. Why is she... Again, she has such a hate boner for, like, the UNSC, but, like...
Not a hate boner for Venture.
She seems to completely forget about the Covenant in this TV show. Am I right?
Yeah. Also, we could mention now she still hasn't cleaned the blood off of her face, and it has straight up been at least, like, 2 days by now.
And they're eating dinner, where they told Chief to take off his armor. No eating dinner with armor on. But she's fine to have the remains of her dead friends and family on her as they eat dinner. Yes, can you pass me the salad?
And she's going to be wearing that shirt way longer than just this episode.
That leads me to believe that, like, the events of, like, the next couple episodes take place on the same day, but there's no fucking way they do.
It just doesn't make sense.
So they have the stupid fucking dinner, like, not really much happens, honestly. Like,
no, the biggest thing that happens is that Soren tells Chief about one of the things that I don't like about this series is like, you gotta pop the pill that's in your back, dude, and you can suddenly feel again. And I'm like, what? Because, I forgot. Halsey mentioned it in the discussion of places like, for our safety and their own, they have emotional regulators so they don't feel emotions like a robot or some shit. And I'm like, what? Well, this is not Halo. That's not what the Spartans were about. This is stupid.
Going back to a normal canon for a quick second, they didn't have control ships. Hell, I think they debated on it, but then they realized, no, then it wouldn't be a person. We need a person behind the suit.
I don't know if they ever did, but from what I remember, I think Halsey and just like the directors of the Spartan Project were like perfectly cool, like being very open with the Spartans. Like, I remember, oh God, what book was it? In one of the books that like goes through the Spartan training, like on day one, Halsey was just like, we straight up stole you from your homes. You will not see your parents again. We have stolen your future, but it's for a good cause. She straight up told them that.
Yeah.
And then the kids that did escape either saw their families with the fucking Flash clones that died like soon after, and you realize, I really can't go back.
Yep.
Or they realize there's nothing for me out here anymore. Even if I find something, might as well just stay.
Like, I forget what the exact number was, but they took like 150 so kids, and a couple of them did try to like escape and return home. And I think like by the time Spartan training started in earnest, I think they were down like 5 kids or something like that. But like for the most part, all the kids, like, I mean, because they were kids and they couldn't really process it, I guess, were just like, all right, this is my life now.
Yeah.
But then like the Halo TV series takes that whole like bit and then just like flips it on its head just for the sake of drama, and it just doesn't make sense. Well, we'll get there.
They have to invent mind erasing technology in order to make this plot point work.
Yeah.
Which is like even more advanced than just being open. The UNSC, this universe, or this timeline, has such weirdly advanced tech than normal canon.
Oh, remember the hockey puck hologram projector things on their forehead?
Yup.
Fucking exactly.
They're quantum computing.
God, it's so stupid. So, very quickly, we cut to the UNSC frigate Stalwart Dawn, and part of me just wanted it to be forward onto Dawn, but whatever. Vanek, Riz, and Kai are on hot pursuit of Chief, and once again, we see Kai having controversial thoughts.
Careful, girl. You're going to get Article 72.
You remember in Red vs. Blue when the hot point was having an AI in the Freelancer saga?
Yeah.
It's the opposite of this. We're careful. You'll soon get an AI to replace your...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
If you don't shape up, we're going to replace your entire sense of self.
Oh, my God.
Back on Reach, we then see that Miranda Keyes and Admiral Parandowski are having a conversation where Keyes is like, why does my mom get dibs on the artifact? Hello? Last time I checked, I'm head of xenotechnology. Shielding, active camouflage, slip space, all that's mine. We're even working on cracking the Sangheili language. Can't you throw me a bone? And Paradowski says, no, Halsey has too much dirt on me.
Basically.
Well, she like openly admits that I can't have any. I'm tired of being exploited today, or something like that. I didn't write down the exact line, but she like openly says it to Miranda.
Yeah, she like brushes her off with that comment and then just like walks away and like, dude, why didn't they make Miranda into a villain at this point? That would have been an interesting plot point. Like, she's just so overshadowed by Halsey that she's just like, there's no other way I can get shit done than by doing illegal shit. I don't know.
It's so stupid. So we go back to the Rubble, and Soren asks, what the hell is this shit? Looking at the artifact, aka the Keystone. Kwan elaborates that it can power ships. And Soren says, no cap for realsies, and he grabs it, and to the shock of Chief and Kwan, nothing happens. We'll get there. I have a minor rant coming up, but we'll get there. This is a hint towards it. Soren says, okay, I know a guy. So Chief and Soren gear up as they brave the wrath of Moped Man again.
Yeah, he's back.
On their way to the Looney House. They meet a man named Rhett, who is absolutely having a blast chewing the scenery.
Also, don't forget, Soren buys some churros on the way.
Oh, he bought some churros to give to some of the other crazy people, which I felt like a lot of the people in there, they didn't have actual dialogue. I think someone just told them act crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about it felt unauthentic, if that makes any sense.
This whole series is authentic. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So Reth explains to Chief that he was abducted by the Covenant and they forced him and many others to touch a different artifact than the one he currently has. And they were looking to see if he was a blessed one, as well as hinting about the Covenant's religious goals to find lost ancient things. Reth then attempts to destroy the keystone, but in the process, Chief stops him and grabs the keystone, making the whole room go blue.
This shit is blue.
Hold on. A quick thing about the Spartans. I looked it up. They initially recruited 300 children.
Oh, damn, I was off by half.
370, but the final number was reduced to 75. Of the 75, 33 remained. So, yeah.
I do remember augmentations did straight up kill like half of who was left by that point. And then they started going on missions, and then they started dying even more.
On top of the artifact, we get to see the marathon symbol, which is pretty ironic nowadays, considering that game is a hot mess. It just got indefinitely delayed.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a whole mess. Whatever, that's a whole mess. And then we get to see into John's past. He gets memories of him as a kid. And I think this is the time I'm going to mention it. I hate how special they make the Chief, and I hate the only some humans can interact with Forerunner technology. Because in Halo lore, all humans are reclaimers. All of them are. Chief is a little extra special because we find out in Halo 4 that like the librarian did something that like his particular genetic legacy has something special. I don't remember Halo 4 very well, but like
she just made him immune to the
composer?
Yeah, the composer. She just made him immune to the effects of the composer.
Yeah, anyway, but all humans are reclaimers. In fact, in early drafts of Halo, Forerunners were humans, like straight up. Like there is unused for example, if you pay attention to what Guilty Spark says in all 3 games that he's in, he pretty much straight up spells it out for you that humans are Forerunners.
Yeah.
The 343 era retcons that and makes Forerunners not human and a completely different species, but the point stands, regardless of which version you go by, humans are all reclaimers, every single one of them. So I hate how they're like, oh, you're so special, Master Chief, when Chief was never special to begin with. That's actually what, quote-unquote, makes him special, is that he is.
Yeah, because he wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the strongest, or the smartest. He wasn't even the luckiest. He was just
he is the luckiest, actually.
No, they say he's not even the luckiest.
No, I think like that's his defining trait is that he has very good luck. We might have to look that up after, but I'm pretty sure like that's the whole shtick is that like he was never the fastest, strongest, best shot. He's just like pretty not like insanely, but he's exceptionally lucky.
Reth starts screaming at Chief that he's a blessed one, but he's different than the one that they have, making Chief question everything. Chief crashes out hard and starts slamming Reth against the wall, being like, "What am I?" Reth ends the scene by saying the image of the ring that he saw, and that because the ring is what they want, and that the ring brings the end of all life as we know it. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know that?
How does he know that?
How? How could he possibly know that? Even in regular Halo, the Covenant don't know that it's a weapon. They just think it's a gateway to a higher plane of existence is what they think the Halo rings are, at least last time I checked. Whatever.
Also, yes, Dennis, I just looked it up. Canonically, Master Chief is known to have, like, exceptional luck. Like, it's, like, just a thing that, like, people know about him.
Okay.
So, John then continues to crash out, and he decides he needs to go back to the UNSC. And Soren calls him a mama's boy, and the two of them yell at each other.
He's got a point.
Yeah. Before he leaves, he makes Soren take care of Kwan, and thus her importance to the story completely ends here.
For now.
We will see her immediately, like in episode 3.
No. I said her importance to the story. I didn't say her story ended.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
We do get to see her later when Chief tells her to get out of his show.
Oh my god, I love that so much.
Canonical Chief.
Oh, yeah, that at like the very end of the episode, so like they argue for a bit, but Chief is just like stonewalling him. He's like, I have to go back to the UNSC with this decision. If Reth was right, we're fucked, and I have to help him, the UNSC. And Soren is like, so that's it? And then Chief like starts walking towards the door. It opens. He puts on his helmet, and he becomes real Master Chief, and he just nods, and then he departs.
He then goes into his condor, he turns on the homing beacon, the stalwart Dawn finds him, and they bring him back to Reach. Chief arrives in handcuffs, and we hear Halsey off in the distance yelling, mine, 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 as she gets the artifact.
In the episode itself, it's like this, she straight up like throws Chief this like disapproving mom stare as like she has two Marines like load the artifact into a warthog, and like John actually looks kind of like hurt by it.
It's like, oh no.
It's like, oh, she's mad at me.
It's like,
Yep.
maybe she's not mad at, oh, she's mad at me, guys. I'm cooked.
She used my last name.
So while in prison, Chief is visited by Halsey, and Halsey begins to condemn him for his reckless behavior. He says he did it because he felt something and began to see images. Halsey, realizing that this has something to do with his locked memories, immediately starts to try gaslighting him, saying that these icky things like feelings and memories aren't a constructive path to go down, and we should focus on lab results.
That's literally what she says. Oh, it's so bad.
It is.
She then asks, why did the girl make him run? Which we cut really quickly to the Rubble to see my favorite character, Kwan, watching Fox News from Madrigal as Ventures once again doing his favorite thing of giving speeches and dressing up as a defunct German party.
The commissar.
Then we go back to Reach, and Halsey retorts, lol, Lamau, you've seen so many people die. Why was this so different? And we then get, oh my god, this is such a stupid. We get a striptease of Maki in the background of this scene.
The editing of these clips, well, it looks fine if you don't know, if you're really not paying attention, right? It seems fine, but when you're looking at it, it's like, why the fuck are you cutting to 3 different scenes? Focus on one, goddammit!
It's like they're trying to speed run the rest of their runtime because they forgot to like condense it in the middle section.
God, I'm gonna be honest, man, like, nudity in television is fine and everything. I genuinely felt like this had no substance whatsoever, showing Maki getting undressed. I
think it was just more to show the brand than anything.
Yeah, but like we got to see pretty much everything. Like that was,
we literally see Chief's ass later.
Yeah, this is I think it's tasteless, and I think it's just there to be like, oh, look at what we could get away with. Ooh. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I felt like it didn't fit the scene at all.
No.
Chief goes on about how he feels odd and connected to something bigger, saying, I don't often feel anything. And Halsey asks, well, then why did you come back? There's no one else I could trust, is what he responds with. And Halsey does this. This is a really, whoever did the cinematography here did a really good job, because Chief has like a little smiley face that Kessler put on his hand earlier in the show. I didn't really mention it because it wasn't that worth talking about, but like the point of it is that the symbol on his hand is supposed to represent Chief's burgeoning humanity, and what Halsey does is take his hand and pulls it away from that symbol to bring him back to her, and I think that's really poetic and well done. It's a very good, like, Chief wants to be human, and then there's this other force that's taking him away from being human. Kudos to you. That was well done.
Not just trying to keep him from being human, it's literally trying to replace him.
Oh my god, it's so fucked up what she has planned for him.
Because, like, even though she's, like, reassuring him and, like, she's happy, like, I think she's actually genuinely happy that he decided to trust the UNSC and come back. But, like, nothing has changed. She still is straight up planning to put Cortana in his mind and have her take over.
I think she's just more happy at the fact where she can get started more than trusting the UNSC, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think you're right, yeah.
This version of Halsey is, like, kind of straight up evil.
Like, the Halsey in canon was like a necessary evil.
Yeah.
Like, there are times of where you don't know whether she's on your side or not. Especially, like, say, in Halo 4 and during the Spartan Ops. I fucking love that game mode.
Yeah.
Where she's talking with the Julian Dama, the leader of the Covenant terrorist group.
It's like the Covenant remnant, I think. Just those of the Covenant who, like, refused to give up the Covenant's ideals after Master Chief blew up the new Installation 4.
And you see her talking to Julian Dama and, trading information, things like that. But she's also using it as a way, because later on after that, when it goes into Halo 5, that's how she gets in contact back with the Infinity and effectively uses her to lead to him and betrays him to where they can kill him.
Yeah, Halsey in official lore is morally dubious, pretty morally gray, but she always has humanity's best interest at heart. Like, if you boil down all of her actions, she absolutely cared about and wanted to help humanity just no matter the cost, which, obviously puts her at odds with morals. But Halo TV show Halsey is literally just, I feel like she's almost like Tony Stark from Marvel, and that doesn't really mesh well with like the universe that they're trying to create here, where it's just like, oh, I'm a genius, I'm smarter than everyone else, I know it, I flaunt it, and I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks, I'm doing what I want.
That just reminded me, during the meeting where she was, putting Paradosky in her like political checkmate, she also openly said in front of all of them, is like, the Cortana system is the next step in human evolution. And I'm like,
oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell?
You don't say that in a room full of executives like that.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, that's I will say that's good writing on the Halo TV show's part. Like you said, Dennis, that's something you probably shouldn't say. But that's how much influence Halsey has. She's exactly like Tony Stark. She can get away with it because she's got the proven track record of being a complete genius, and like everything she's ever tried has worked like perfectly. So what the fuck are we gonna say to her?
Fair.
God, you know what? It's so funny that as we are dissecting this show like critically, I'm starting to realize that the writing is a little better than I initially thought it was. That doesn't mean I think this show is any good. I'm going to give them props where I see it. Like, there are definitely good bits of writing here and there.
Yeah.
I think it's more this episode has a good bit of writing to it. It's that in certain other episodes, the writing just makes no sense.
Oh, yeah.
The overall story is like a good written thing, but how they get from episode to episode is something like, what the fuck is this? Why are you jumping between here, here, and here? And why is Halsey 1 minute so fucking evil and extreme, and the next minute she's acting like Canon Halsey? Don't jump back and forth, pick an identity, and stick with it.
I think the general consensus of people who have watched and like reviewed the Halo TV series is like the first 3 episodes are like good to okay to meh, but they do a good job of like setting up the Silver Timeline world and like the major players and like what's going on. But then until like episode 7, I think it's like, what the fuck are we doing? And then it just kind of peters off to the end.
Especially when Halsey is talking to Chief, of saying like, you made the right choice. I see this as a new beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And we end the episode as Halsey opens up her illegal flash clone of herself. And then the end credits rolls and then have the balls to say, based on the Halo video game universe, oh, fuck this.
I remember seeing that in the show, and it just infuriated me to say, based on the Halo, fuck you!
Bullshit it is.
Actually, wait, no. Let's tell our fucking viewers, one of the most, like, prominent running gags we have about this show is just, we pause a lot during our watch-throughs just to, like, talk about things or whatever, but constantly, like, when we pause, we'll just be like, look at this freeze frame and tell me what show I'm watching.
I remember I pulled that on you, like, when we were, like, 5 episodes deep, and we were, like, in the middle of a plot line that we just could not stand, and that was when I hit pause, and I'm like, Dom, can you honestly tell me what TV show we're looking at right now?
No, when you guys said that to me, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're right, what the fuck are we watching?
Because unless, like, Master Chief is on screen, 90% of the time, if you just watch a scene or like take a still image from anywhere in this show, it's like, this just looks like whatever generic sci-fi trash is on right now.
Dude, every scene in Madrigal looks like it could be like the set of the next Indiana Jones.
Or Dune. It's like a shitty Dune.
Yeah, kind of. Like, that is our most prominent running joke for this entire series, and it's like, oh god, I think that's one of the worst critiques we could give it. Like, when most of the time, it just looks like to us that it has nothing to do with what it's based off of. I think you fucked up a little.
Yeah.
All right. Normally, I like to go first with ratings, but I'm going to let you guys go first because I noticed that, like, last time when Steve did his review on one of our movies, I noticed that he's like, I don't really have much else to say. And I'm like, oh, okay. In that case, let's try and get the order around. So who wants to go first?
Oh, there were 7 of us back then, granted, but it's just go, Dennis.
Okay, this episode, honestly, I'd probably give it 3.9. Honestly,
Okay.
yeah, 3.9. More because of the fact where you start to see Intern Kun losing grip on the first little bit.
He ran out of PTO to give.
He's running out of things to give out. But in all seriousness, you start to see less things that make Halo in this fucking Halo TV show.
Yeah.
You start to see more of the stupid concepts of focusing on Kwan. It starts to focus kind of more on her and less on Chief, as we really did need to see Vishner twice. Once was already enough, as he's tried to give a commissar impression. We kind of get the message from the first one. That in the 20-ish hours that Madrigal has effectively gone into more shit. And to me, I'm like, okay, that's cool and all, but I want to focus on the big Spartan man and his fucking moral dilemma. I care more about that than a kid trying to get her home back, which, TLDR, don't bother with the home. The home didn't even want you back in the first place.
Oh, God, it's so funny that even the writing in the show later on makes it feel like they don't want her.
No, they straight up don't want her later.
It's so funny.
That's committing just narrative suicide, where it's like you introduce this whole plot point, you spend multiple episodes developing it, and then you just shoot your watcher in the face, which is like, no, it didn't really matter.
Then why did we spend time with... I'm done.
Yep.
Yeah, I think my best thing is a 3.9. It wasn't bad. Intern Kun still has leeway, but you see his grip slowly letting as the corporate execs try to fill in their spreadsheets of the day of what needs to be in this show.
Mm-hmm.
I might be the odd one out amongst us, but one other thing I was thinking of while Dennis was talking actually is the Witcher TV series, like ignoring all of just the stuff that happened off screen. Like the Witcher TV series was very well like paced, I feel like, and it just like it focused on Geralt and like his exploits, and like that's what we want to see when we're watching a series about The Witcher. So like,
yep.
I'm starting to realize, like, they felt the need to shoehorn Halsey, Kwan, Parangoski, Hood, all this stuff into Halo to try and make it interesting, or for brand recognition, I don't know. But you don't need it. Like, there's so many series out there that focus on just the main character and their small band of friends. Like, God of War, the remake, the first one, not Ragnarok, is actually a completely uninterrupted shot from start to finish. There's never a cutscene where you're not seeing Kratos, because it's just from his perspective. So you can make a piece of media that's interesting that literally only focuses on your main character. So why not here when Chief is the most, noticeable fucking brand that the Halo series has?
And speaking of Witcher, whenever they went from Geralt's point of view to Yennefer's, they did it fucking spectacularly.
Yeah. Oh, quick to follow up on that. I never watched it. Doesn't the Witcher TV show take quite a bit of liberties too, because you're trying to condense novels into a TV show?
I believe so. I'm not the biggest fan of The Witcher, so I don't know. I'll just straight up say I don't know, but I think so.
No, it is. It's originally based off a novel series.
Oh no, I know that part. I meant just about the liberties.
No, about the liberties, yeah. Especially when you have Henry Cavill, fucking amazing actor, really fighting against the writers, trying to input things like, I don't remember what was like the main argument.
It's just that they weren't following the lore, and Henry Cavill fucking loves The Witcher.
And he was like, no, he's not going to, Geralt's not going to do something like this.
Yeah.
He would, in character, even in universe, he wouldn't do something like that. He'd do this.
In that case, maybe it's not a good example. I actually don't know what the critical consensus is on The Witcher.
I was just using it as an example because, actually, no, that's a perfect parallel. I haven't been a fan of The Witcher. I want to be, but I just haven't. I straight up have not played The Witcher games. And I watched The Witcher TV series just completely blind, just, looking for some entertainment. And I was entertained. I thought it was interesting. I know some stuff through nerd osmosis about it, but I was entertained. But with Halo, I feel like if I'd watched it with no context of the Halo video game series at all, I think I'd still have the same problems with it that I do now. But regardless of all that diatribe aside, I think I'm going to be the odd one out. I think I actually give episode 2 a 6 out of 10, only because in the context of just its own merit and being a piece of entertainment, I'm still interested in what it's setting up. Halsey's political navigation is actually kind of interesting, and how she screwed over Baron Goski. The whole bit with Chief is a reclaimer and he's special. It's from a storytelling perspective, that's pretty interesting. I can get behind it if I didn't know the lore. So, just on its own merit, I can give it a 6. It's slightly above average, but that is going to go fucking far down as we go.
I'm going to give this episode a 4.5. I think it is slightly below average television. I think the reason why I say slightly is because for every stupid thing that's in this episode, there's also a spark of ooh, that was a clever bit of writing, or ooh, that was a clever bit of visual storytelling. Because again, with the mark on Chief's hand and Halsey pulling his hand away from that, honestly, really, really good. I want to shake the hand of the man who came up with that. That was a good shot. Maybe I'm being tainted by the fact that I know that so much that's going to happen going forward is I'm just going to be constantly disappointed by Soren, because Soren is a character who is cool on paper, but they keep letting me down with what he does. And then I know that the upcoming, that Kwan is going to be a character who is only important so much later, that all the stuff we have to get through beforehand makes it why are we focusing on her? Her story has nothing to do with the fact that humanity is facing extinction. But I think maybe that's why I'm a little tainted. Okay, if I'm thinking about it as I don't know what's coming up, I think I would be interested to see what Kwan's story goes. Because if I didn't know what does eventually happen, I think I would be interested to see if she has any ties to the Covenant or anything. Because I think that could be an interesting angle to go for. Or something. Yeah, I don't know.
But even if you don't know what's going on, because what's going to happen in the series, if you know Halo lore, like the three of us do, I don't know about you, but at least for me, I'm more interested in the giant green man that can literally bench press a warthog.
Yeah. I think I'm going to stick with 4.5.
Yeah. I don't blame you guys. For me, the reason I rated it a little higher than you guys is because I'm trying to do it from the lens of, all right, just as a piece of entertainment, does it do its job? Regardless of what I know about official Halo canon, I was at least entertained. I don't feel like my time was wasted watching it, but man, y'all are... this was the point, when Turner and I watched it the first time, we're all right, I'm starting to get pissed off with this silver timeline.
Right? And I feel like that's for me. That's why I mentioned, Intern Kuhn's grip is slowly being, released as normal corporate writers are coming in.
They're sending him out for coffee more and more so he can't contribute his ideas.
Maybe they were the one that causes Chief to commit a war crime.
Oh, no.
Not like this.
Oh, no, I forgot about that.
Oh, we'll get there. That's when he becomes Master Cheeks.
So for this episode, we give it an average of 4.8. Slightly below average television.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Which is, I feel like most TV is slightly below average, so that's not terrible.
This is infinitely more disappointing because of the fact where we love the IP.
Yes.
And how much we know about the IP.
Yeah, exactly.
I think after this episode might have been where the narrative shifted for Turner and I to that next Thursday. It was just yeah, Turner, you ready for the train wreck? Yeah, dude.
Let's go!
I think that's when it started.
I think you guys got me in by episode 4? Or no, it was by the end of season 1.
Yeah, we had watched like basically all of it, and then we went back and like watched it with you, and then I think you watched episode like 11 and 12 with us when they premiered.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah.
Oh,
We were so excited. We were just like, Dennis, you gotta watch it, dude. It's so bad.
Oh, dude, when we get to the point, remember that meme, Dom, that you and I mean, you mostly did it, but like we kind of collectively came up with a meme about what... Skimmed in a slumber. Brother,
I still have it. You want me to send it to you?
Out of context to the viewers, they're not going to get it, but I trust me, it's a great joke later on.
Honestly, we could put I think I still have the Reddit link where I posted it in the Halo subreddit.
Oh, yeah, we can link that to that. People can see it. It's really funny. All right, well, thank you all for tuning into this broadcast. We hope you enjoyed our ongoing journey in our third watch through of the Halo TV show.
Paramount Plus has made their money back off of us, I guess.
In spades.
Yep. Tune in next time as we are likely going to wrap up our coverage on Mothra versus Godzilla, and stay up to date, citizens, through our YouTube posts as well as our Instagram and Twitter, and for our next foray into the Halo TV series. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to say before we end?
Nope.
I want to go play Halo now.
I'm preparing to slip space jump now.
All right. Okay, then that's all for now, troopers. We've analyzed the data, dissected the plot, and emerged victorious. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast, and join us next time for another sci-fi deep dive. This is Real Jumpers, signing off.
We have to watch more.
No.
Yes!
No.